It is ironic, only from the standpoint the Suns needed to be authenticated last night. Ladies and gentlemen, what did we watch last night?
I saw less of the sun watching the Suns last night than staring at that eclipse with you on Tuesday or Monday, whatever day that was. I was hoping we could go the whole show without talking about that game somehow, just feverishly looking for other topics, trying to see if there's any, maybe leagues starting in other parts of the state. I don't know. 35-4? They were losing that game 35-4. An NBA team was losing to another team 35-4 in the first quarter of a game.
We saw scores last night that you never see, and that was one of them right there. How do you come out with that kind of effort? With everything that you've got on the line, how do you as a team, with guys that I know are competitors, like Devin Booker, like Kevin Durant, like Bradley Beal, guys that are competitors, Grayson Allen, how do you come out with that kind of effort? Man, ladies and gentlemen, I have been on teams that really, really struggled. But rarely have I ever seen, even in a locker room that was 3-10 in December, rarely have I ever seen a passionless team come out and play like what I saw last night. I've been there. Rarely are you going to have a collective effort where you come out and you suck buttermilk from the tip. What is the explanation for that?
Oh,
what
by the way,
we watch last night?
The Clippers didn't have Kawhi or James Harden. Let's just throw that out there, too. Not that would have excused it by any means. I mean, that got so weird that I had people, and I'm sure you did too, that weren't watching the game, texting me like a screenshot of the score on ESPN, being like, dude, ESPN's got the score messed up, or is this really happening?
What was the one that really messed you up? It was 35-4, right?
35-4 was because I was just talking to Jim Cross about this actually out of the newsroom. You're losing like 91-60. It's the same point differential, but it's like, okay, these are two basketball teams. One's just getting hammered.
Yes.
That last night was like, here's an NBA team and some people they pulled out of the crowd. Like, that's what it looked like. It's 35-4. That's what it looks like.
They scored 4 points, and there was 1:08 left in the first quarter.
Even the Clippers looked a little like, can we do this? This feels
seriously,
over the top.
Yes, it was. I mean, heed my words and hear them well, Basinonians. I'm not saying this is the case. But I am saying I couldn't believe what we were watching to a point I thought the players were in mutiny. That is just me watching it because I've been in a locker room and I have seen guys quit. I have seen that. But to me, I've never seen this team look so wrong.
They have nothing to quit on either. They have a chance to be in a playoff spot, and the playoffs start next week.
I mean, mutiny is an open rebellion against the proper authorities that exist. And that's what it looked like to me, especially in that first quarter. The first half, just the lack of intensity. The lack of fight.
Yeah, I have to play this cut now.
The lack of fire.
If I don't play it now, you're not gonna have time to react to it.
Was stunning.
We've gone out of our way to make sure you didn't hear this response yet. Okay, so everything you're feeling right now, Wolf. All right, this is Devin Booker after the game. He was asked what the level of frustration was.
What's the level of frustration like right now?
Chillin. Another chance tomorrow.
Does that make you feel any better?
Oh my goodness. Book, what are you doing?
That was Devin Booker.
Book, what are you doing?
Like the last person in the world I would expect to hear say that.
Oh man. Whoa. Oh man, you just ruined my day.
I know.
Seriously.
I know. Sorry.
I did not hear that, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, we've been doing backflips to make sure you didn't hear it until you were on the air.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, that's crushing me. You know that's crushing me right now. Chillin. Man. Okay, so what's going on inside that locker room, right, Basinonians? That's what I want to know right now. What we saw is inexplicable unless you're inside that locker room. So I want to know what's going on inside that locker room right now. Listen, I've been talking about this for months.
And I've been holding out hope. I haven't been saying you were wrong, but I've been holding out hope that maybe there were other things to point to. Okay, maybe this will get fixed, maybe that. But I don't know how you can watch that game last night and hear that afterwards and be like, no, it's totally fine. Bring on the playoffs.
Yes, and every time I have said it, Luke, I'm not saying it now to say, look at me. I am not Basinonians, but every time that I said it, I qualified it with, I'm not sure of that. I don't know. Now, based on what I saw last night, there is something going on inside that locker room. What is it? And the really disheartening thing about it now, to me, is the fact that that's exactly why D.A. was gone, DeAndre Ayton, the Mad King. He was a cancer inside the locker room because of how he went out and competed with a lack of effort. And that's exactly what we saw. Not from one player, from a team last night.
Can't blame DA for this. He is long gone in that last night. The only thing, the only time I can remember a Suns game, really any NBA game, but a Suns game that was reminiscent of what we saw last night was Game 7 against Dallas a few years ago. We all remember that game. I remember sitting next to Dave Burns in disbelief for the entire game and after the game. Everybody left, and we were just sitting there staring at Dirk Nowitzki dancing on the court, and he wasn't even playing in the game. There's no explanation for what happened last night. There's nothing you could say after the game. I'll grant you that. There's nothing Devin Booker could have said right there that would make me feel better about that game. But I feel like he said the one thing that made me feel worse about that game. It's like, okay, man, they are going to be mad. And Devin Booker especially is going to be mad. And Devin Booker is going to put up 70 tonight when they play the Clippers, right? You hear that, and it's like, so is this just going to continue into tonight? Are we just going to watch the second half of this game tonight?
Listen, I understand they did come back.
They almost won.
I understand this.
Which is even dumber than the beginning of the game.
That did happen. And by the way, would you rather they didn't, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, at least they came back and showed some type of effort.
Oh, man.
At least they did.
That might have been the worst of both worlds. Either come back and win because that game was very important, or get so embarrassed that you have to be better tonight.
Yes. But
I almost wanted them to just lose by 50 if they were going to lose with that start.
I just don't know how they were prepared to come out and play like that. What was it? What is going on inside of that stinking locker room? What is it, brother? That's what I want to know. Yeah, they came back. They made it a game. There's no doubt about that. They cut it. What was it, 7 or 8 points?
They got it into single digits in the fourth quarter.
Single digits in the fourth quarter. Let's go with that right there. Had an opportunity to actually steal the game, yet at the same time, I think of the Clippers, and at that point in time, their intensity had to be so far out the window, so far gone. You get up on somebody, it was 53-16. When do you see those scores?
You know when you see those scores is like when UConn is playing like a Division II basketball team.
Yes.
And it's
that's great.
UConn Stetson in the first round of the NCAA tournament. That's about the last time I saw a score like that.
It was 53-16 at one point in this game. 35-4. There was a 1:08 on the clock in the first quarter, and they had scored 4 points. Oh. Right, somebody's got some splaining to do.
Well, they're just chilling.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.